Welcome to your new favorite band, the podcast brought to you by the LA Maybe. And now, your hosts, Dallas Dwight and Drizzle Silvera.
And we're back from the KISS Cruise, KISS Cruise 11. Good to be back. See all you lovely people. I'm Driz, your host of your new favorite band. And co-hosting with me across the table,
Dallas, Dwight. Not only are we back from KISS Cruise, pretty sure it's pronounced she, X-I, she.
Oh, she.
KISS Cruise, she.
Yeah, China loves that one.
Yeah, no, it's KISS Cruise 11 for sure, not she. And not only are we back from it, we are back from the dead, as we've both been.
Extreme death's doorstep.
You're wondering wwhy you haven't had an episode in a few weeks. It's because, try as we might, we couldn't roll out of bed to make it happen. And so you don't want to podcast an hour
From
of that.
strep to flu in 3 weeks.
What's amazing, though, is the KISS Cruise was perfectly in between. So there were 3 weeks. Strep throat, KISS Cruise, flu. So it was like, that worked out.
Yeah, right?
KISS Cruise is perfectly in the middle with no sickness. As soon as we got home, we were all sick.
Well, we say
Tracy
KISS
Guns,
Cruise,
we were texting, he's sick
KISS
too.
Cruise and the whiskey.
The Krisky.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Krisky. Fuck it. That's not
fuck
working.
it.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's not
working.
working.
We can't force it.
We gotta move on.
Regroup. Yeah. So we're here. We're back at home, and we're here to recap the KISS Cruise. So I know you and I, it probably feels like we've told the same stories and when we lived them. So we've told the same stories 100 times at this point, but we got to tell it to all of our fans. So we're gonna give you our experiences on the KISS Cruise as much as we can remember, and we'll just kind of recap and talk to each other, and you guys will be along for the ride, I guess. Little fly on the wall.
Yeah, tiny little fly on the wall.
We had a super fun time. I listened to our friends on the Shout It Out Loud cast, which is a KISS podcast, and they were on the KISS Cruise. I didn't know them at the time. I've since talked to them, and I'll actually be going on their show to tell some stories about the KISS Cruise as well. But it was really fun to hear the perspective of two just fans that went, because our perspective is obviously much different. Yeah. So it was really cool. It was just cool. They did a full 2-part, probably 3-4 hours worth of content of them recapping the KISS Cruise, and it was fun to listen to them talk about it, and so much I didn't know about KISS and the KISS Cruise, because I didn't go on it as a KISS fan. I went on it as an artist to work.
Yeah.
So it was a very different experience.
Thankful to KISS, obviously. But
of course, yeah. And I'm much more of a KISS fan now than I was before.
Same.
Not that I didn't like KISS. I just wasn't so much in that world. And as a kid, I did like them a lot. I had 5 or 6 songs on my iPod Generation 1. When everyone's like, when you're first getting into guitar, everybody's like, you gotta listen to Def Leppard. And then your dad's friend comes over, you gotta listen to KISS. And your dad's friends comes over, you gotta listen to Journey. And they're just throwing every band that they know at you. And you're just like, 3 songs from each,
Yeah, and it's like spanning 3 or 4 decades,
Yeah.
It's like,
so the ones
shit.
I had were Lick It Up, God of Thunder, Hotter Than Hell. I remember playing God of Thunder while playing one of the Tony Hawk games, Underground 2, no, that was Need for Speed. What was the one? Might have been
Pro
Tony
Skater
Hawk.
4?
No, it wasn't one of those. It was one of the ones after it, and you got to create your character and you played through a story. I think it was called Tony Hawk Underground.
That would have been after I stopped playing Tony Hawk.
It was like Underground or something like that. But I remember there was a funny clip in that where Bam Margera rolls up in an Escalade or something, and he gets out, and the car's playing music real loud. He's like, it's louder than a Metallica concert in there. I'll never forget that one line. And it's from that video game. I think it's Tony Hawk. I think it's called Underground or something like that. And the KISS music wasn't in that to my knowledge, but I was listening to the KISS music at the same time I'd be playing it, right? So I have weird associations with music because I'd load it up onto my Xbox 360, and you could go into the music menu and hit play, and then go back to the game and play. And
I remember certain games you could do that.
Yeah,
because I used to do that with my PS4, and I'd play Grand Theft Auto or some shit.
Yeah,
Grand
Theft Auto always has good music though. But there was I would play Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and listen to a combination of Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and then the Black Album. So all those songs remind me of playing Oblivion. That's so
awesome.
Funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're here to talk about the KISS Cruise. So
we should start with the lead up to the KISS Cruise.
Right.
Charlotte Douglas International Airport, heading out to LA.
Let's start with leading up to the vacation. So I was born in 1992.
I was born in 91.
A few years later, Drizzle was born in 91. And he's much younger and dumber than me.
Hey, I'll take dumber part, but younger, you don't insult me like that.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Charlotte Douglas, go ahead.
Yeah, man, we roll up to
I
the
still have this
airport.
cough.
By the way, shout out to Chris, Apex Entertainment, for dropping us off
Yeah, for sure.
in our van.
In our van, yeah. With our gas. Thanks, kind of.
Well, I wanted to say the name of the van, and I was like, no, that's reprehensible.
We can't say the name of our van? Okay, that's fine.
Definitely can't say it on YouTube, man.
We have to change it. Goliath changed it to the fucking van in the menu. So on Bluetooth on your phone, when you go in, it's like Dallas's AirPods, XXYX1923, the fucking van. We got to change it to its true name, which is Big Cunt. So that's the official name of our van. So we need
What's funny is you say that, people probably immediately think, oh, man, you must have a lot of issues on the road with it. You must break down all the time or some shit.
Not yet.
Nope.
No, it's been great.
Knock on wood.
This is some cheap imitation of wood at best.
You know what?
That's real wood.
You're going to have me go over and actually knock on the accent wall?
No, it's all bullshit. None of that means anything.
No, it definitely means something.
No.
It's real, dude.
It's in your brain.
It's real. It's real like Sasquatch. It's real like the Yeti. It's real like Nessie.
How about this? I've never knocked on wood once, and I'm sitting right here across from you just fine. So,
Dude,
and I'm not about to do it right now.
What if there was some preventable stuff?
Like that flu? I would have knocked on wood for that flu.
I would have knocked on wood for that flu too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have knocked wood for that flu.
I would have knocked multiple wood, not have that flu.
All right. Charlotte Douglas with 2 S's. You can hear us laughing.
You can hear the remnants of that fucking flu.
You sound like someone who smoked for 80 years.
I know, right, dude? Dude, it probably like affected my health and body like someone who smoked for 80 years.
So, you know how you have kind of like liquid in your chest and that's what makes you cough?
Mm-hmm.
There was like loud noises or like vibrations from my car would vibrate the liquid in my chest and I'd be like, and I just killed Driz. What's happening to you right now is what happened to me on the KISS Kruise when we were watching Jumanji.
Oh shit, yeah, dude.
We'll get to that. All right, we got to get through a lot of shit. We were there for a week. So, all right, Charlotte Douglas, can we skip through the airport?
You want to skip through the airport part where like we show up to our gate and there were fans and people who knew us?
We got to talk about all that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get to the airport, the gate. First of all, the getting into the airport was incredible. We were just like, we were dropped off and I mean, less than 5 minutes later, we're sitting at the gate. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it was
we
killer.
planned too much time.
What's hilarious is we have the TSA pre-check, which allows you to
skip the
basically skip ahead of the TSA.
the peons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the fucking pre-check line was fucking out of into the fucking walkway, dude. And
the
we're like,
pre-check line was like a Disney World line.
You asked that lady. She's like, guiding people into the
pre-check line. Yep. And there's a next to the pre-check line is an empty line.
And it's the regular
regular line. There's no one in it, not one person. And the pre-check line has probably 50, 60 people in it. So the lady, we're at the very back. Like we're standing next to the lady who's like inviting people in. And I'm like, is that the regular line? She was like, yep. I was like, can we just go there? She was like, I don't care. Go wherever you want. So I was like, cool. So I just walk over there.
And we just all follow suit, dude. Yeah.
Everyone in the pre-check line was giving us the worst looks. And I was just like, fuck you. You would have done, I don't know what to tell you. Like, why'd you go there when this one's shorter? Go where it's shorter. The pre-check just gives you the option. This is bad.
This is going to be very bad, dude.
We warned you, but we're back. We're doing our service here. I haven't coughed this much in all day.
Same. It's because we're laughing and talking.
Yeah, that's a good point. So airport. We get in the airport. We're sitting there, and I don't know why I didn't think of this, but I start to see people in KISS shirts walk up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, of course they'd be going also. Like
to LA where the KISS
just be us. Like, yeah. I put it together. I didn't put it together. I thought they'd be coming from everywhere but where we are,
Yeah.
But a family walks up, nice family, a couple other people. We say hello, strike up conversations. And then this one family walks up and goes, LA maybe. And we're like, no way, we're famous. and we start talking to them. And they end up being like our best friends through the whole cruise. We saw them everywhere. And then all on the way back. And then the day after we got back, we played a show. They were there. Like, it was just great.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. Then we get on the plane, uneventful flight, right?
Yeah. Pretty uneventful. Yeah.
Landed in LAX, got out of LAX, and went to the hotel and hung out, which was nice to have a little bit of downtime.
A little bit of downtime. Yeah, 5 guys in one.
5 guys
room.
in a room though. That's
yeah.
We were in.
I slept with Rasan.
I slept with.
No, I slept with Foz.
Yeah,
sorry, I slept with Foz.
Yeah,
You slept
Goliath
with
was on the
Rasan.
floor.
Yeah. Foz did not try to get blankets that night. I can attest to that.
He didn't sleep dick you.
No sleep dickage. By the way, Foz getting blankets is short for Foz grabbing my cock.
It's called the Mississippi dick grab.
Yeah, the Mississippi dick grab. Where you go and grab my cock thinking you're grabbing blankets to pull over yourself. And you actually pull.
I wonder you didn't eject. Just like a fucking seat, you know?
Yeah, dude. You pulled it like it was in a fucking ejection tab. Like,
I know, right?
you know.
So no Mississippi dick grab. That's good. We got to get to the meat of this. We played the whiskey.
And that's what Foz was trying to do, you know?
We played the whiskey.
It was really epic. And
Yeah.
Dave.
Mm-hmm.
I said David. Yeah, Dave.
I'm sure his name's David.
Yeah, it's probably
That's a
David.
safe
Through deductive reasoning. Probably David. But yeah, Dave was our, well, he kind of really like greeted us there and let us put our gear down, you know.
Yeah.
And he loved us.
They were
He was
really
such-
accommodating to us because we had to check out of our hotel at 11. Obviously, 11 a.m. is usually too early to go to the venue. But I called them and I was like, you know, we have nowhere to go. Could we at least drop our stuff off there? And they were like, yeah, sure, come on by. So we went by the whiskey at 11 a.m. There's no one there, just a couple guys that work in that early. They show us around the place. We're looking around, checking out the green rooms. It's just us with plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling us, you know, go here, go here. This is here. This is right up the road. This is, you know, do this, do that. And we're kind of formulating a plan of what we want to do. And, yeah, it was just so nice because most venues, you would think a legendary venue like that, they don't have to give you the time of day.
Yeah.
They could have been like, nah, come back at 5. Fuck you. Like, we don't care where you go. But they weren't like that at all. They were like, come on in. Sure. Like, well, yeah, that's totally fine. So we just, you know, we went by and hung out and it was great.
Yeah.
It was good to have a little home base. Our home base for the day was the whiskey. And that was because we didn't have one. So
Yeah, exactly.
Our hotel that night was all the way across the city. So we couldn't go check in there or anything. But yeah, so then we kind of went off and everybody kind of bomb burst and did their own thing, whatever tasks they wanted to accomplish. You had family, we had, you know, different things going on. And it was super fun. So me, and Goliath, we all 5 decided we were going to go to the Guitar Center, which is 2 miles down the strip, or up the strip, I guess.
Yeah, down Sunset Strip or up.
And so we start walking together, and Rasan and Foz go get coffee. You, me, and Goliath find these Lime scooters, which none of us had ever done before. So we're sitting there like we find 5 in a row.
Yeah, and we're downloading the app.
We're sitting here downloading the app like, come on, man. Like, well, I got to make it count. Like,
Foz and Rasan pass us after having gotten coffee together.
Yes. We're sitting here for 20 minutes trying to get the app going. But then we get it working. And we're just flying down the Sunset Strip.
Fucking flying. And it's dinging at us. Do not ride on sidewalk.
By the way, I think I saw people later, they're just riding in the road.
Yeah.
Like a car.
Yeah.
Like a bike. And I'm like, oh, maybe we probably shouldn't have been on sidewalks, but we were. Didn't know. Chalk it up to ignorance. And we were just zipping around people. And like, I mean, we were polite. We weren't being dicks. We probably were being dicks.
Yeah, and I was ringing my bell, you know, ring, just so they know I came up behind them.
I never found a bell, so
oh yeah, gotcha.
I was just flying by people. I kept being like, sorry, I'm such an idiot, like to everybody.
I didn't say jack shit.
You were way ahead of us.
That's because I was getting air and shit on that scooter.
Goliath and I are going full speed down a sidewalk next to each other, and I turn and I look at him. I go, "What is our life?" So we're just flying Lime scooters down.
Eventually,
the Sunset
we
Strip.
fly past Foz and Rasan.
Yeah, just real quick,
Just gone.
and we rode for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 11
something
minutes,
like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
think it was 15 minutes, $11. I think is what it was, something like that.
Mine only charged me like $8.99 or something like that.
Yeah, it was around 10, something like that. And we get to Guitar Center, so we go in Guitar Center, hang out, good times. I mean, it's Guitar Center, it's kind of boring, but it's still cool to see.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see the couch where they filmed a lot of stuff. Like I've seen videos of like Slash in there and stuff. So
Exactly. I think the coolest thing about that is literally like the guitars you see behind the cases are the artist's guitars that they
Right.
purchased at auction or
Right.
blah blah blah. The actual handprints out front are the actual artists that stuck their hands.
the
And,
best one was the Steve Vai one, had 7 fingers on it.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I was sitting there, I was putting my hand in the Steve Vai one, and I was like, that's weird. It doesn't like fit right, and I could not figure it out for a second. And I was like, oh, he's got an extra finger. Like, so I guess it's 6. But yeah, that was, and the right one had the normal amount though. So it was like it kind of looked trippy looking at it. You're like, that's weird. Looks like an alien's hand. And then it took me a second. I think it takes some people a second to like realize what's different about it, you know?
Yeah.
But I figured out Slash has the exact same hands I do.
Yeah.
Put my hands, it was like a glove.
That's
I was like,
hilarious.
oh, nice. That makes sense. Because I taught him how to play. And anyway, we were back at the Whiskey, played a show, played with Power Man 5000, and then we had to leave.
Yeah, we rocked the whiskey though. My dad came with his wife and brought a bunch of buddies and stuff like that, and they said we rocked the whiskey.
Oh, that's good.
And
He was chanting it all night, which was awesome.
Yeah, and the crowd was, the crowd like had no idea who we were.
Yeah.
There were a couple.
They knew
There were a
after.
few people there that were there for us.
Yeah.
But by and large, the people that were there had no idea and got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
By about a few songs, obviously if you're, in a new band in an area you've never been to, you got to work. You got to win those people over,
Yep.
and it's fun to see them go from who the fuck are these people to, yeah,
These guys are awesome,
Yeah.
I forgot, after Guitar Center, you went off with your uncle, and the rest of us went to the Rainbow. We had lunch at the Rainbow, which is awesome. That's like a legendary place. Turns out it's like a stone's throw, like 2 doors down from the Whiskey. So we ate there. Took forever, but was so cool to be sitting in that same place where like Tom Zutaut sat at one of those things and signed Guns N' Roses in that booth.
Yeah.
Just like like legendary music, rock music history has happened. It was Lemmy's spot. He lives right around the corner from it, or used to. And just so much history in that room, and just to be in there and just be looking around like, whoa, this is it. Like, and it's still like we sat down and ate dinner or lunch. It wasn't like, a museum. Like, it's still a place. It's just where a lot of history has happened. So it was cool to be there. The Roxy's right there. The Viper Room's right around the corner. So there's a lot of cool stuff right there in that area, and a lot of history for the music that I like, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, right. Same. For the music I love too.
Yep. So nap time. So then we went to the hotel, the house, this, that, stayed, whatever. Next morning we get up, make our way over to the port. And
Shout out to my pops, because I know you listen to this. Thanks. And John Gruby, thank you for letting us stay at your place.
Big love.
And giving us rides. We didn't have to pay extra
know.
for Ubers. Like,
It's amazing.
no one did. So for that crazy, that would have been like an expensive ass fucking Uber.
That would have been a big one.
Yeah.
For sure. Because we have to do two. We had to,
Yeah,
we
right.
thought like maybe we could fit in one. Nope, we needed 2 everywhere it went. So that sucked. But we made it work. We found some good prices on some too. So that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
helpful.
for sure.
But so we board the boat. What was that like?
We were like clueless. We're like, where the fuck are we supposed to be?
Yeah.
And then who had the brilliant idea to go ask Sixth Man, which is like the event organization company contracted to do the cruise for KISS, and they do all the artist relations and stuff like
If
that.
you said who had the brilliant idea, I have to assume it was me.
It might have been you,
I
or
don't
maybe it was Foz. It was probably Foz, because I have to
I
assume.
told someone to go ask, but we were definitely discussing it before
Yeah.
then.
And so,
But here's the thing.
obviously,
Here's the thing: we're idiots because we're artists. Like
yeah,
artists have, at a certain level, have their own entrances, have their own this, have their own that, separate from everybody else. We're just standing in line with everyone else, like
with all our gear and
all
shit.
our gear.
yeah.
We've just been standing there sweating, just like, all right, cool. I guess we're kind of inching along here. And then finally, I'm like, surely there's like a different, and like Sebastian Bach isn't in this line. Like, what line is he in? Because we're on the same level as him for this event. So where do we go? So we saw a 6-man person and somebody, Foz asked them or whatever, and they were like, yeah, there's a whole artist entrance. So they walked us around. We went to the front, got in, did our whole thing. And then we were on the boat really
Once we
fast.
found 6-man, it was a breeze. Yeah.
Yeah, they were so helpful, so accommodating, and got us right on the boat. So we were on the boat really quick, and we were shown to the artist lounge. We started hanging out in the artist lounge, talking, meeting people right off the bat, setting our gear down, And the rooms weren't supposed to be ready for a while, but we went and checked it out, and they were ready like a good 2 hours before. So we're like, oh, hell yes. We got to drop our gear off. Had a home base, and okay, we could, wash our hands and relax for a second. And then I'm a little hazy on those first days. What did we do?
Well, I'll tell you what
We
stuck
played,
out to me that first day. First time Foz saw Baz.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious because, Foz you don't really see as like starstruck. Mm-hmm. Dude, the fucking stars came out. This magic moment. Baz walks up and Foz is like, hey, you like... You're like my hero, man.
The first time I saw Sebastian Bach, this became a legendary story on the boat. It happened right away. He comes in the first night at dinner. He comes in the artist lounge, and all of us are eating dinner together at a table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he walks straight up to us and goes, "Who are you guys?"
Here, you want me to do it?
I said, "We're the LA Maybe."
It's like, there's nothing maybe about LA.
No, rock and roll.
Or there's nothing rock and roll about maybe. Yeah, that's right.
No,
that's
there's
right.
nothing maybe about rock and roll.
Yeah. There's nothing maybe about rock and roll. You guys should be like the LA for sure. Yeah, it was the LA for
so
sure.
we were the LA for sure the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
And his son still calls us that. When he got home, he commented that on our Facebook.
That's
or our
hilarious.
Instagram, one of the two.
Yeah. So,
but we really hit it off with Baz and his whole family. Like his whole family was so nice and sweet, and there was there were some other couple kids on the boat too that we really hit it off with.
Yeah.
Good. Shout out Connor Black.
Yeah, Connor Black. So he was one of Baz's son's friends. I say Baz's son because I'm like brain farting right now.
I have the name. I don't want to share someone else's kid's name. But Connor Black is also a kid, and he's a ripping drummer, but he's out there, and he puts his name out there. So
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. But if you want to, I'm not going to share.
Smart. Yeah, I'm not going to.
Else's child's
Yep,
name.
exactly. So, anyways, Connor Black, freaking, we were
Murdered.
like, I went out on a limb. I was just like, so, play drums. Your parents say you've won competitions. I was like, can you play?
Monkey Business?
Yeah, there we go. Dude, my brain's not working right now. I was like, can you play Monkey Business? And he was just like, oh, yeah, dude, I totally got it. And he's just like, he was so confident. I was just like, I kind of like believe this kid.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
he's 14. We should say he's 14.
He's 14 years old. I was like, all right, Connor, how about this? Come to our show tomorrow, and at some point we'll play Monkey Business. We'll fire Foz, and you're going to take his place for one song. And the whole fire is a joke. It's a joke, obviously. But and he was just like, oh, y'all definitely be there. Then I'm coming, And
we were doing anything we could to get people to come see us because we knew that it's a big boat with a lot of activities and a lot of bands, a lot bigger than us. So we had to try to get people to come see us, little old us, the little babies on the boat.
Yeah, so we're like, come see the LA Maybe.
Extra, read all about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're just running around the boat, whipping up votes, basically. Like, come on, let's go. We got, we're playing it this time. We're this band, blah, blah.
Having seen a lot of other bands, I was actually like,
now one really
extremely
nice
happy
thing,
about our turnouts.
Yeah.
They were
exactly.
good.
And
we packed out those rooms. We packed out every room we played in.
Mm-hmm. But one nice thing is they didn't double book a lot.
Yeah.
There wasn't a tremendous amount of overlay. There's some, but not a lot, which was nice. There was room. If you were a fan, there was room for you to go see everybody. You weren't ever having to make like a difficult decision,
Yeah.
Or at the very least, you could catch 15 here and then go there, So there was always, which a lot of festivals, you see everything at the same time across the board. You're like, oh God, there's 3 bands I want to see. They're all playing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do,
But yeah, back to Connor Black, though. I was like, all right, well, come on, and we'll call you up.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, he ended up coming. So it was the second show at Magnum's. And
so on the boat, there's 12 different venues. So like, you know, you're looking at your assignment each day like, oh, we're playing, yeah, fuck yeah, we got the good one, you know. So we're having fun with that. But Magnum's was like the little like bar club in the main atrium of the place. Like as soon as you walk on the boat in the main area where they're selling all the merch and they have all the shops and everything, like it's right there. Like you hear it. You're
Take a right, go down the steps. You got it.
Yep. Couldn't miss it with us down there screaming and hooting and hollering.
Mm-hmm.
So Connor comes up.
Fucking murders monkey business.
Yeah,
dude.
Kid
And he
can
doesn't play. He doesn't play the cowbell where Foz does, so he's like not used to it, and he's still freaking just dude.
Yeah,
14-year-old kid blew me away.
He was really, really solid, and it was super fun. I gave him the best compliment I can give any drummer, which is I forgot you were there. If I'm turning around like, what the hell's going on back there? That's a bad drummer.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
But if I'm just jamming and I'm like, hell yeah, everything's good. Is there a drummer? I don't even know. I'm just playing. You know, that's when it's like, yeah, that's a good drummer. You want to just forget they're there. They're just rock solid, like laying it down. You know,
dude, he had that song memorized. He knew that song.
Yeah, every beat,
dude.
just as it should have been. You know. And I saw him do some other stuff on the boat too, with other acts and stuff. And he's a great drummer and just a great kid. So it was a pleasure meeting him, and we loved connecting with him, and his family was super nice.
Yeah, they were awesome. Yeah, his mom and dad were there. Obviously, he's 14 years old. So.
And they were there. I think they were there with Sebastian and his family. So Sebastian's wife and son were kind of a part of that group as well, and they were all there. It kind of is all big happy family together, and it was fun to get in touch with them and hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
So the kids were a pistol too, running around.
Right? Dude, to like 4 in the morning eating mountains of ice cream. And
he comes up, Sebastian's son, Goliath was like his babysitter one night. He's like Uncle G.
Yeah, right?
I see him come down. First of all, he just keeps
What did he call him?
Goliath,
Like Yeti?
Is so funny.
He calls him
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, that's right.
He was funny, man. I mean, I don't accidentally say his name, but the kid was funny.
Yeah, right.
And he comes down one night. It's like 3:30, 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm down there jamming guitar with the dude from Riot.
Yeah, Riot.
Lance, love him.
Yeah, Lance was awesome.
Yeah, really, really nice dude. Really, really good player too. And he comes down and he's got the regular bowl, right, of ice cream. And this thing has like this much ice cream in it. What's so funny is I never once saw him tired.
Until the very last day.
The very last night. It's like 8 p.m. and he's just like,
he's on the table, just KO'd. He looks like he looks like he's just like writhing in sleepless agony. Just
he gave it his all, dude. But yeah, he's 9 years old, so
yeah,
he gets a pass. But what a rock star!
Oh, dude, for sure. Yep.
He gets on stage and plays a little guitar with Sebastian for the All-Star Jam or whatever. Mm-hmm. As he's getting off stage, he's like, "Let's hear it from my son."
Youth Gone Wild, yeah. He got up and played Youth Gone Wild.
And then he said, he's got the ego of a front man. Gee, wonder where he gets that from. Because he was like up front, like fist pumping, like as he's playing, like just owning the crowd. He's 9 years old. Like,
yep.
It was really a trip to watch. But we had a lot of cool stuff, man. I guess it's just gonna kind of come in like vignettes, But the thing I mentioned earlier was we had like some downtime in like the middle of the cruise, and we were watching Jumanji in the room, and like some funny thing happened on some Kevin Hart set or something, and I start laughing.
It was Kevin Hart, 100%. Yeah.
And then I start choking, and then I start laughing that I'm choking, and then I'm making this insane sound that's making me laugh even more. And I am just like seeing my eyes like popping out of my head. I'm just like absolutely dying in the bed next to you, and you're looking at me like it wasn't that fucking funny.
Yeah, dude.
I almost went down. I was laughing. There was a minute there where I hit such a hysterical laughter that I was like panicking. Like, this might be how it ends. Like, can you die? Can you literally die from laughter? Because I'm real close.
You're like in a panic, like thoughts are going through your head as you're laughing and
That's
you're
what was
dying,
happening,
and
but
you're
I couldn't
like,
stop. I couldn't stop because I was like choking. I literally couldn't get the air to be like, calm down. Like,
oh, that's fucked, dude.
but also that movie is very funny, and I love it. I love both the new Jumanjis.
There's more than one new Jumanji?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 2.
Oh, wow.
That's not a great Kiss story. One great Kiss story is this. There's a couple. One was Sebastian bringing Goliath up on stage. So he first of all, there's a little bit of preface.
Yeah,
required.
you got to preface this one.
Foz and I get in the elevator. We're hanging out with Sebastian and his family, and we decide we're all going to go see Bruce Kulick play. So we all get up. We get in the elevator. The door shuts, and Baz turns around and points at me and goes, "Are you the guy that sings Monkey Business as good as I do?" And I realized he'd heard us play Monkey Business and enjoyed it. We'd heard other people had told us he enjoyed it. And I was like, "Oh, no, that wasn't me. That was my singer. I'll introduce you to him, though, because we're going up right now." So we get up there, and Goliath's already there, thankfully. He was standing right there in the artist area. I was like, perfect. So I go to Goliath, and I go to Sebastian. I'm like, "Hey, this is him." And Sebastian leans down to Goliath's ear and goes, "Dude, you're fucking awesome."
Yeah.
And I just, like, step back, like, into the shadows, like, let them kind of do their thing.
Yeah, have their moment.
And
yeah.
so Goliath's just like, Mr. Party Man. He's loving it. And so later that night, or the next day or something, Sebastian's playing. And he's doing Monkey Business, and Goliath smartly goes down to the very, very, very front. He's like on the stage, like in the artist area. He's the only guy there because everyone else is off to the side. Like he's off to the side, everyone else is in front. So he's sitting here like filming, like dancing, and Sebastian sees him and goes like, "Come on." So he hops on up there and starts singing Monkey Business with Sebastian, which was just awesome.
Yeah.
And I forget where I was going with that, but that alone was cool.
Yeah, that alone was like worth it all, you know?
Yeah.
Well, playing the shows was worth it all, but
it was so cool.
that was second. Yeah.
So cool to see that. And Baz he was such a nice guy. He was
Yeah.
really nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But you never know what you're going to get.
You
with
know, you
someone
hear
like
all the
that,
stories
you know?
like he's he's total rock star front man, and then you meet him and
He is, though.
but
I
he
think
is.
He's probably one of the last, like, true rock stars that you would think of,
Yeah,
crazy,
for sure.
throw the, TV out the window in the pool, like one of those kind of crazy old school rock star guys. He's got to be one of the last ones. Those don't seem to really exist so much anymore. Now, if you do that, everyone cancels you because they're like, "Oh, that poor, housekeeper has to keep up with it." So it's like, doesn't really work anymore. But it's kind of just like, "Oh, he's a dick." But it's not. He's not.
He's not. Yeah.
Or at least he wasn't to us. I'm sure everybody has good days and bad days, but he was super nice to us and everyone I saw him interact with.
Yeah.
It wasn't just us.
For sure.
Like, it was everybody that walked up and he'd take pictures, and he was just a really nice dude. Really funny, too. He walks by us and goes, "What do I got to do to get some fucking wine? Do I have to, like, fill out an application? Or, like, is there, like, some sort of board of trustees I have to talk to?" Like, he was just talking no one in particular, just loudly saying this. Like,
Get the man some wine. Yeah, dude. That was
that
priceless.
was a bad one.
Yeah.
The other thing was Paul Stanley stiff-arming Foz.
Yes, that was. I
This
was
is a
standing right
great-
next to Foz when it happened.
All right, you have to tell the story then.
Yeah, so we're in the artist VIP section.
I was not here at all.
Yeah.
I just heard about it. Although I did stand next to Paul Stanley plenty of times because in the artist section
Yeah,
to the
same.
side of the stage, he's usually standing right there watching the bands.
Yeah,
It was cool to see him watching all the bands.
yeah. I could tell he really. There was something special that Richie Kotzen did that he really dug though, because he like made
He's
it
a big
point
fan of Richie
to-
Kotzen. Like, just,
Gotcha.
like before the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
From what I've
same,
heard.
Same. Richie is like one of my favorite
Oh
guitar
yeah, we
players.
didn't even bring him up, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's on the boat too, and we were just hanging out talking about comedy for like 30, 40
Oh, yeah.
minutes. Like,
Yeah.
he's telling us crazy stories, looking around like, I definitely shouldn't tell this. Like, and he's like telling us crazy stories, and we're just like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah!" Like,
Yeah, it was awesome. But anyways, yeah, so we're in the artist VIP section and we are watching All-Star Jam. We're watching Baz.
the
And
second one, right?
The second one, the daytime
I didn't watch
one.
as much of that one.
Gotcha. Yeah, so we're chilling there and then all of a sudden out of the corner of our eye coming right to left, fucking Paul Stanley with his security detail, because he goes everywhere with his security detail. And anyways, Foz is like, I'm gonna ask him for a picture. It's like, "Oh, I want to get a picture." I'm like, "Okay, fucking do it, dude." Like, I'm one of those guys who really just doesn't give a fuck about signatures or pictures. Or
Yeah, no,
anything.
I don't really either. I'd much
And
rather.
and
have
so
the memory,
so it's funny. So it's funny to me, like, to see Foz like because you never see Foz like that until he gets around stars and people that he's likes, and so it's hilarious to me to
This is the
to
greatest
see
story of
him
all
go out of his way to try to get signatures and pictures with people.
By the way, we have to preface this particular story with this would only ever happen to Foz.
Yeah, true.
That's why it's so funny.
Well, anyways, he comes by Foz, and Foz kind of like, kind of gestures towards him. He's like, "Hey, you think I get a Can I get a picture with you?" And all Foz hears, and all I hear too, in defense of Foz, is thanks. And obviously Baz is playing at the moment, so Foz thinking, and clearly I would have thought the same thing too. Foz is thinking, "Oh, he must not have heard me." So he goes to reach out again and try to get his attention and ask for if he could get a picture with him. Paul Stanley sees his arm coming at him out of the side and just swats his arm away. And he's like, "I said not now." Foz is like taken aback, like, the fuck? Like, obviously he's not going to do anything, but he's just like, fuck. Like, all right. And literally 15 seconds later, he has his arm around two women in the VIP section taking a picture.
I love it, dude. Last true rock star. I love it.
Yeah.
We were talking a lot about this on the boat, but being that close with people that famous and seeing how they go through their day to day is a trip for sure.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like I just can't imagine like the pressures of like I just kept thinking every time I saw them, as the KISS guys in particular, but especially also Sebastian and Richie and Zach Wilde and stuff. Everywhere you go, everyone around you wants something from you.
Yeah, yeah.
And they don't want to give anything. They just want to take all day, 24/7, take. At what point do you snap?
Yeah.
Like they're honestly.
But
like,
also, I think you also, as the artist, have to keep at the forefront. They've given you everything.
Yeah.
They've bought that CD. They've come to the show. They've paid to be on the cruise.
That's a big part of it. The cruise
so
is
like
not cheap.
So at the same time, thinking about that, I get it, and I could see how people could get there. But at the same time, you're nobody except for where the fans have put you.
Yeah,
right.
It's true. And at what point is that transaction complete?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you bought a ticket to my show, I played the show.
Yes.
Transaction complete.
Yes.
You don't run up to me in the limo after and bang on the window. I don't owe you that part of it.
Yeah.
You bought a show, I played the show.
Yeah.
You bought, you gave me $10, I gave you 3 packs of Reese's. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, to expect anything more than just being able to go to the show is foolish.
Right. So
to be hopeful for a signature is one thing,
yeah,
but
that's
to
fine.
expect that you're owed that.
The expectation, and most people are expecting. They feel like they're owed.
Yes.
They don't think like there's the minority are the people that are respectful of like, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me like the minority is that. The majority are, fuck that guy. He should sign my shirt, and it's like, no, like,
Yeah.
not necessarily.
If they stopped to sign every fan shirt, that they'd still be signing.
I bet you'd have a better experience if you just walk up and said hello. Like,
Yeah.
don't throw shit in his face. Like, just like he's a human. Like, you know what I mean?
Or like
I'm not just talking about.
Or
Paul
like
Stanley,
a
I'm
question.
talking
I
about
wonder how
everybody.
many people ask him like, "What's up, man? How's your day going?
Hey, how are you?
How's your day going? Wow,
Exactly. Yeah.
how refreshing."
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
like,
mean-
sign this.
But see, I think it's interesting because most people are not famous, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't get to go through that. I have a feeling, and I wish there was some way we could prove this. There's just not. That if you could, any one person you're talking to, me, you, if you put me in Paul Stanley's exact situation, I'd probably behave way worse than he does. Like, if you put you there, probably way worse. Any Joe Blow on the street, it's just like, it's like, who knows? Who knows how you or I or anyone would be
Yeah.
given those same circumstances. It's like, you got to cut these guys a break.
Yeah. True. And like, well,
It's
at
so
the same time,
easy for us to be like, you should just stop and talk to everyone all the time, 100% of the time for 20 minutes. Like,
could
dude,
be
I don't have that much
100%
time.
hermit except for on stage, and
Yeah.
you never go out. But what fun is like you can't.
Some
you
people
can't
have to do
live.
that.
Yeah, some people do.
Like
yeah.
Tom Cruises and stuff. Like they're like, COVID's their normal life. Like, what's Tom
Right.
Cruise going to go to fucking Whole Foods? No.
Yeah, unless they put on a disguise when they go out, which is very common.
Yeah, Tom
You
Cruise,
know?
you see, he's like about 4'8". You just be, who's the little guy? Who's a little tyke running around here? It's Tom Cruise. It's old Maverick.
It's old Mav.
Can't reach the pedals in the F-15.
They
What a
have
legend.
sliding seats for that, you know.
What a legend. He does the sliding seat, ejects. Let me slide forward.
But yeah, no, I get both sides, you know.
It's there.
I
has to be
don't truly
some
get. I
sympathy,
don't
think.
truly understand. You
That's
know,
the problem.
I get both sides. I don't understand both sides.
Right. You can like kind of wrap your head around it, but like to be what it feels like when you've just signed autographs for an hour and you walk outside and 100 more people are standing there. Like, what does that feel like? Maybe we think it feels cool, but maybe after 40, 50 years, it's not so cool anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
leave me the fuck alone,
I just want to
please.
go home, man. Like, I can't be mean to you because I love you and I know you're here because you love me, and that's so sweet. But like, it's like when your kids drive you crazy, or when anyone's kids drive you crazy. It's like, dude, you're awesome. I love you so much, but you gotta stop. Like, it's got to be something like that.
At a certain point, you just kind of, and I think it's probably best just to not say anything.
A lot of times,
you just have to just, all right, thanks, and literally, you know, just leave. Because
I definitely tend to have more. I try to have a lot more empathy towards that. You know, if you have a bad experience with a famous person, I know that probably stings, but like you got to try to have some empathy with that, because it's just so easy to be like, "Fuck you! You have $1 million. You have zero problems." It's like, no, that's not.
It means he has probably 1 million more problems than you.
He's got a whole like. You just have different problems. Your problem is paying rent. My problem's not paying rent, but I have a lot more problems than you don't know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's things like that. Like you don't have no problems now. You just have different problems. But like I hate all that like must be nice. Like that kind of mentality is so fucking weak.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. It's like, nah, dude, you don't know. Like you just don't know. And if you don't know, then you shouldn't like project, because all I know is me.
I got to live, I won't shout out names or anything, but I got to live with for a year in a very wealthy situation in Vegas. Yeah. And I will say that I got to see that with plethora of money, a whole lot of unhappiness in that house. And it doesn't mean you have a ton of money and you live unhappy, but 100% money does not fix anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it fixes some things, but not everything.
Yeah. Well, it takes care of things. Yeah.
I like the quote that's like, money can't buy happiness, but being broke can't buy anything. So I'd rather have money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that quote. But it's interesting to be near it like that and to watch it unfold. Because I saw Paul Stanley plenty of times. I didn't approach him once.
Yeah.
I was, whatever, it's fine. It's good enough to be there. Thank you for having me.
Yep, exactly. And for me personally, I want to be the last person. I want to be the last person that's like coming up to him like, "Oh, you're Paul Stanley," you know? Like, to me, that's just not cool.
I kind of look from afar like, that's fucking Paul Stanley. Like,
yeah.
that's
it's
awesome.
Like, yeah, from afar. That
I'm
was
just
enough
staring
for me.
at him like, what a legend. Like,
there he is in person,
or
right?
Gene
in front of me.
Simmons walked by during our sound check. Just walked right through it. Like,
Yep.
Just like, obviously going somewhere, he's escorted. People are stopping him everywhere he walks, and Gene. I had the least interaction with him, but he was so. Every time I saw him, he was all smiles and happy, and was really, really a welcoming, warm person.
To his defense, he did just launch Money Back Vodka.
Yep.
Filtered 10 times through real gold.
That's so amazing.
Amazing.
I love just the titanium balls to name it Money Bags Vodka.
Fucking balls of
so awesome.
Like, yeah, dude.
What a boss, dude. I would argue there's no one more boss than Gene Simmons.
That's fucking boss, dude.
There's probably cooler people or, more rock star people, but there's no one more boss. Like that word. Like,
dude, just straight
I feel
up,
like
man.
Gene Simmons walks in any room and he's like, I'm in charge. He walks in the White House. The president's like, Gene, thank you.
Well, that's, not hard to do right now anyways.
Any White House. Any White House.
It's like, God damn it, the boss is here.
Did we? Everyone stand up straight. Gene's here. But it was so cool to see him just walking around,
Yeah.
All these people. And then Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer were definitely around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know history very well, but I know they're not the big two guys, so they definitely didn't have the same like star power as the other two.
Yeah.
But Eric was kind enough to hang out with us in the artist lounge the last night.
Yeah.
If you go back on our social media page, you'll see the picture that our friend Sherry took of all of us there with Eric in the middle and Driz and I in the back. And
God,
Tracy
I'm
Gunn's
so
there.
pumped.
and all that
I'm
stuff.
so glad I bumped into Sherry and Sherry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were awesome. And then Tracy Guns, we met him and hung out with him, and he came up and played with us and was super generous with his time.
Dude, Tracy Guns, what a dude, man.
Yeah, he was so nice.
Freaking love that dude. Like,
Yeah.
in like that bro way,
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh, he was awesome.
Like every time he's like, and he'd say our names, and just super encouraging too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gave us advice.
and he remembered us from when we had
From when we
played
played with them. Yep.
with them at Amos's South End.
Yep.
So-
Love that our names are the same kind of.
Yeah,
LA Guns and LA Maybe.
yeah.
He was like, I think Maybe's better than Guns, to be honest. I'm sure he was joking, but I like that. But what a great dude. Yeah, he came up and jammed with us on the last night. We played Communication Breakdown all together. And Tom Zutot was there. He saw us. Doc McGee saw us. We heard Tom messaged us on Instagram out of the blue, unsolicited, and was like, hey, I caught your set. Great
I didn't
set,"
even know it was me that talked until afterwards. So you were like saying, oh, yeah, he said the guitarist invited him, but I know I didn't talk to him. And I was just like, well, send me a picture. I'll tell you if I talked to the dude. And I was like, oh, yeah, I did talk to that guy. I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
We were in the artist lounge,
That's
and
the
I'm just
crazy
like
thing, dude.
going around to people like, you should come to our show. You should come check out our show.
Yeah.
I was just like, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? Obviously told him I was a guitarist in the LA Maybe. And I was like, you should come check out our show. And he ended up coming.
That's so
Come
crazy.
find out it's
Tom Zutot. Yeah.
yeah, dude.
If you don't know who Tom Zutot is, you owe him a goog. That's spelled Zutaut. I don't even want to tell you. You just go Google him.
Yeah, just
But,
Google him.
I knew his name immediately. I didn't know his face. I wouldn't have recognized his face, but I knew his name as soon as Sherry mentioned it. I was like, what? Because I know that name because I've read every book on Guns N' Roses ever written. And I had no idea he was on the boat, so that was cool. And he came and saw us and then messaged us. It was like, oh, nice. That was amazing. After the fact, like when we all got home. Also didn't realize he doesn't live terribly far from us.
Yeah, right?
I would have assumed LA, so I didn't. I assumed wrong. But anyway, yeah, so much cool stuff happened on the boat. Any other things we're leaving out?
Well, I think we're leaving out just enough for our paid viewers.
All right. Well, let's head on over there now. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
If you want to be a member, a VIP member for the podcast, head on over to lamaybe.com/VIP, and we will see you there in a moment.